All right, good morning, everybody. First off, Audrey, I love you and the wife very much, but if you ever do that dance at 7 a.m. again, okay? I want to thank my many friends in the room who instilled so much confidence in me this morning by coming up to me and whispering in my ear not to F this up. So I really appreciate your support. But then I realized that I just got to do better than Bobby, right? So thank you to the Chamber for inviting me to speak this morning. Thank you to all of you for showing up. I appreciate my council colleagues for being here, along with our city manager and our economic development team and other support staff. So let me see. How do we do this PowerPoint? I'm assuming this. What the hell is this? That's not it. It's a microphone. Do I gotta just tell somebody to switch the slides, or Anthony, you got me, brother? Can I point it towards that or over there? All right. All right. Let's see how this is gonna work. All right. So I'm gonna focus my comments this morning on two things: our citywide projects and then our downtown update. Okay, so in 2021, we adopted this strategic plan, and everything we do as a city, we make sure it aligns with our strategic plan. So it helps keep us focused on what the community has asked us to do. Okay, let's talk about a few of our citywide projects. Okay, so here's a summarized list. You don't necessarily need to see it because we're going to be talking about some of this stuff, but these are some of our priorities for fiscal year 25-26, and as you can see, every one of those is tied to our strategic plan goals. There we go. We have a solar generation project coming up. This is a project that we're doing a feasibility study on that is going to see if we can build this solar generation project on the 58 acres that are located at the old landfill, which cannot be developed. So we're trying to figure out what can we put there. We think this is a really good idea. It has the potential to raise revenue of about $2.5 to $3 million a year. That will help us offset some of our operating costs. We'd like to have this construction ready by the end of this year, or we'd like to have the project ready for construction by the end of next year, but then, and then we'd have it built in less than a year, but then we're kind of relying on Edison to do the interconnectivity, and they're slow as hell with that shit, you guys. So Jeremy, if you're here, come on, buddy. All right, let's see, next one. There we go. Okay, our AI traffic signal optimization project is pretty much what it sounds like. This is integrating artificial intelligence into our traffic signals. And traffic is obviously one of the major concerns from our residents and our businesses here in Corona. So the case studies that we've actually been reviewing show tremendous potential. Just a couple examples. They can be coordinated to where you arrive on a green light, increased by 8.6%. Arriving on a red light decreased by 24%. There's vehicle delays that are decreased, travel time decreased, emissions decreased, fuel consumption decreased. Just some really promising stuff. And so hopefully we'll get this thing up and running, and we'll see the similar results here in Corona. I think it'll really help with some of our congestion. Time will tell, though. Okay, 2025 paving project. So the last couple years, we've done so much paving throughout the city, guys, and this coming year, we're going to be doing a lot more. You're going to see paving projects all over. Obviously, the intent is to keep our cities beautiful and safe, so be prepared for that. Oops, whoa, hey, take it easy. What's going on here? Try to back this thing up. Come on, I'm starting to go into Bobby range here. There we go. All right, so apparently this doesn't want to work now. All right, oh wait, there we go. That's it. Okay, So we love our parks. We're investing heavily in them. We've started doing themed parks, which is really fun. And we are doing shade structures at many of our parks. As you know, it gets very hot in Corona. And so by putting these shade structures over these playground areas, it'd just be a nicer experience for the kids and the families. The recent grand openings or reopenings with the improvements that we've done have been at Mountain Gate Park, Border Park, Fairview Park, all in the last few months, and we got a lot more to do. So that's the fun stuff. Oh, here's a fun one. McKinley grade separation. Yeah, this one's been just a blast. This has been a cursed just disaster since, I want to say since 2016, 17-ish, when the previous council started talking about it. It's just been a pain in the ass. So our goal, but it's coming to a close. Our goal is to have this complete by the end of 2045. Okay? Actually, by the end of this year, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be done finally. Seriously. Okay, we're installing a splash pad at Victoria Park. This is a long time coming. This one's going to have a road race theme. So that's fun, and so we're hoping to have it operational by August for the kids. Oops. All right. So in 2020, the council purchased 292 acres at Skyline. We purchased this property to keep it from being developed. It's a beloved area of our community that's been used for years by mountain bikers and hikers. And we're just so excited that we were able to make that purchase. Because especially in the state of California, you know, you can't preserve land anymore, and we did that, so we're stoked. So we're going to be entering into a master planning of the area in the next couple months. We don't really plan on changing much. The community wants to keep it the same. I want to keep it the same. I use it all the time myself. We bought it to preserve its beauty, not to build a bunch of stuff on it. But there are some things that we need to look at that might be able to make it a more pleasurable and safer experience for the walkers, the hikers, the mountain bikers. Things like a pedestrian bridge, which we've already approved one that takes you from Skyline Trail to get you over to Hagedorn. Right now you got to go over the telephone poles that are tied together, and you're trying to walk your dog or you got your kid, and it's ridiculous. So we're gonna have a beautiful bridge there. There could be other opportunities for some pedestrian bridges. I could see us doing stuff like some rest areas, some benches, some shade structures, some kiosks, some signage that talks about plant and animal species in the area, mile marker areas, what to look out for, what's an easy hike, what's a hard hike, maybe some drinking fountains, water stations, pet stations. There's a lot of possibilities for things like that. Signage that says, please don't start a fire here, and signage that said, if a fire starts here, run that way fast. Bring plenty of water, all types of things like that. So really, we just want to improve the experience and the safety for the hikers, and you're not going to see anything that gets done there that you're going to go, oh man, that they never should have done that to our beautiful skyline. We're not going to let that happen. But imagine a bench. Looking at this picture, imagine a bench right there at this location, looking down upon the meadow area, looking out across the city, and going up there with your spouse or your family or by yourself and just reflecting and looking at a sunrise or a sunset. Yeah, bring it on. It'll be awesome. All right. So our homeless strategic plan. So we started our homeless strategic plan a few years back, and we've established an A to Z systematic approach to address our homeless problem in Corona. Between our Harrison Hope shelter, which is a navigation center, a 40-bed facility, that's our shelter, and that's for low barrier individuals. We have a navigation center out of there, case managers. We've got behavioral health, dental health, general health with assistance from Central Medico. We have our 53-unit Vista Dorada permanent supportive housing project. We have our 30-room motel voucher program, several apartment units for transitional housing. And because of this program, we are housing over 400 individuals every day and night. And it's not just putting them in a house and forgetting about them. They are cared for and overseen by partners that we've partnered with in the community. So it's good. But when I say that we have 400 sheltered Corona residents, that's what we have. And we have made our policy that our services are going to be for Corona residents only. They have to prove that they have documentable ties to Corona. So if you're coming here from LA, Orange County, Elsinore, sorry, Natasha, Harupa, wherever, you're not going to get our city services. So we take care of our own, but we are not going to be a dumping ground for everybody else, period. Man, this likes to do double clicks on me. Okay, drone is a first responder program. So this next two slides, you guys, is pretty cool. So drone is a first responder, DFR. We have DFR 1.0 up and running right now. DFR 2.0 should be fully operational by July. The city approved the purchase of 3 new drones. The technology is so much greater, and it's just incredible. And we can have 1 police officer pilot at police headquarters controlling all 3 of these drones at the same time throughout the city. Now, the early drone arrival to get eyes on an incident and share intelligence with responding officers, it's unbelievable. Not only does it increase the safety for our officer and the public, but it helps catch the bad guy too. So here's an example. So there's a reported man with a gun, Premier Bank, 6th and Main. The drone arrives probably in a minute, since it's so close to the police headquarters, but say a couple minutes. The pilot of the drone sees a suspect, black hair, he's identifying black hat, holding a long rifle, maybe hiding behind a dumpster at the Alpha Brava corner at whatever the address is. Well, think about that. And they can immediately relay that intelligence to the responding units, keep them from getting ambushed, keep them all safe, obviously. They could start setting up perimeters without even being on scene yet. So, and the ability that the drone has to video capture the evidence that it is seen right there is stuff that could absolutely help with prosecution of the individuals. So, and it also can be used for things like fires or maybe a missing hiker, and they can get the drone deployed and start looking at the trails and seeing where they can find these people to get a quicker service to. So this actually works in conjunction with our real-time information center at our PD, which is already up and running. This system, it's called RTIC. It provides real-time information by tapping into the many traffic and flock cameras that we have strategically located throughout the city. So another example, reports of shots fired, McKinley and Griffin. Cameras can be accessed immediately. These people monitoring the cameras know, oh, that's camera number 20 or whatever it is. They can immediately bring it up and get eyes on this thing. Oh, shoot, we got 3 people down in the intersection. Oh man, I see the suspects running east on Griffin. Again, report that to responding officers. Another one, a stolen vehicle or a carjacking out of LA or out of Harupa, whatever. That license is entered into the flock system, and when the subject drives through Corona, and he drives through where a flock camera is, and they're on arterial routes where people travel mostly, that flock camera will capture that license, and it will tell officers the suspect is not just stopped at Chick-fil-A at the crossings, and the guys can just go grab him. They don't have to do any searching. So again, it's amazing. And with the DFR and the Arctic working in conjunction together, literally in the same room. The two different stations are set up. It's a game changer for our city, and I think it really does show the City Council's commitment to public safety here in Corona. Okay, we are getting started with tearing down the old PD building. It's been vacant for about 15 years. It's become a magnet for the homeless. They break in. It's just a matter till it catches fire anyway. So we are tearing it down, and you should see that completely torn down. I'm going to say 6 weeks, just to be safe. But it'll be nice when that's torn down. We are going to initially put just grass in that area to complement the rest of the grass in that area for our summer concerts and things like that. But down the road, I see some sort of amenity or a structure being built that will complement our arts district, which is what we're trying to turn the historic civic center into our arts district. So whatever would help support that, I could see that happening in the future. I won't be on council when it happens, but I think that'll be the general direction that will go. Enhanced community events calendar. We've heard from the public. I've been screaming too. There's nothing to do in this community. So let's do something about that. Let's make more events. Let's make them bigger and better. We've started to try to do that with combining our summer concert series with a street fair concept. We bring food trucks, vendors, got music playing. If you want to go hang out in the beer garden, listen to music, awesome. If you want to hang out with the different amenities and rock walls and things like that have been brought in so the kids can enjoy themselves. We're just trying to make it bigger and better. So we hope you notice that, and we hope you see the progression of it continuing to get better. Please attend those too. All right, so a few years ago we started an urban reforestation project. Our goal was to plant 15,000 trees in 5 years. It's a lot of trees, you guys. We're in year 3, almost done with our fiscal year 3. So obviously, trees beautify an area. They provide for quality of life. They're beautiful. They provide for shade, provide improved streetscapes. But one of the other things that I learned from this project, I was helping plant some trees at, I think it was Ridgeline Park in Sierra del Oro. And I just happened to pair up with a mom and her couple kids. And we're planting this tree, and I looked at the kids, and I said, hey, this is your tree. And next year, I looked at mom, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you can bring your kids to this spot and show them their tree, and then just watch how it's been growing. And they can have that with them for the rest of their lives, that they planted that tree. As long as they're still in the area, they can still visit it. Who knows? Maybe they'll get married in front of it. Take prom pictures in front of it, who knows, right? But that is just kind of one of those unintended things that happen from that. All right. All right, let's focus now on the number one priority of the City Council, which is our downtown. I don't probably have to say it, but our downtowns kind of look like shit for like 4 decades, right? 4 decades. Businesses and residents have consistently complained about it. I've complained about it. You've complained about it. It's been embarrassing. Our current council is committed to improving this situation, and it's going to be super challenging. We're taking some bold risks, but why not, right? We've given direction, the council's given direction to staff, what we want this downtown to look like based on input that we've received from the community. So the council is allocated a lot of money for the downtown, and staff is currently allocating a heck of a lot of effort while doing their best to stay focused, to keep keep it going in the direction that this community has asked. So let's take a few minutes to review what we're doing. Okay, so these are our downtown revitalization projects. There's 9 of them. They involve improving the streets, 6th Street, adding signage, fixing up the North Mall, the South Mall, the Historic Civic Center, and City Park. All right, projects 1, 8, and 9. These projects are just mainly for streetscape stuff to make 6th Street look better, make it feel like a downtown. We're adding medians on the street, on-street parking, making the streets more walkable, and making the whole area just look a lot nicer. Our Phase 1 timeline from Maine to Ramona is preparing for construction early 2026. Phase 2 from 6th Street from Grand to Grand. It's in the design phase and preparing for construction starting mid-2027. And our gateway signage is included in this project. Project number 2 is our Historic Civic Center. We just reviewed a draft operations plan for the Historic Civic Center. We gave preliminary approval to do some repair work on the building. We don't really plan on changing much from its looks. We want to make sure we keep its historical elements in place. However, there's so many things that we can do to make it a higher quality experience for you with AV equipment, with HVAC, try to get that old building smell out of it. But we want to do things that will make it work better for the arts and for us to experience when we go down there. So the revised operations plan by the end of summer 2025, and repairs and renovations will be starting this fall and ongoing for a couple years. Okay, project number 3 is the North Mall development. We made a lot of progress on the North Mall. We've acquired 83% of the suites. We're assisting city tenants with relocation, and we started master planning to create the downtown that residents have been asking for. The timeline for this phase 1 demolition will start this summer. Phase 2 demolition will be expected to start by winter of early next year, and bidding out the project to a developer mid to late 2026. All right. Project number 4 is our City Park revitalization. City Park is going to be designed with a huge playground, a splash pad, pump track, basketball courts, a community center with gym, a banquet facility capable of holding up to 400 people, Bobby. I know that makes you happy. And aquatic centers with slides. It's going to be really beautiful. The drawings are currently at 60%. Permitting will be fall of 2025. Bidding late fall 2025. Construction winter 2026. Completion, our goal is summer of 2028. I need batteries for this thing. There we go. Oh, yep. All right, city signage. So project 5 is our gateway signage. These are the welcome signs that as you enter the city. So we are doing the design work at the same time as we're doing the 6th Street beautification. The installation's anticipated for 2027. All right. Project number 6 is installing iconic downtown signs. You know, when you look at a great downtown, you see great signage, great iconic signage. And it's the goal is, so when we go downtown, we know when we've arrived, right? It has great opportunities for us to take pictures with, stuff like that, but it's really to get that feeling that we've arrived in Corona's downtown. So the design work is underway for 6 and Main signage. That one's expected to be installed in 2027. The other 2 will be a little bit later on 6th Street, on Grand on each side, east and west. So as you're entering downtown from those locations. All right, South Mall. This is project number 7. It's going really good ever since we got rid of that knucklehead from lab. So we've taken charge of it, and because he couldn't. And the city has purchased 90% of the properties. Circle City Tavern and Wine Down, for you wine drinkers, should be open within a month. Significant interest from tenants. Our phones are ringing off the hook, you guys, so it's showing that things are working right now. So hopefully we'll keep the momentum up. We signed an LOI for the old Showcase Theater to be a nicer performing arts venue with food. We're negotiating the lease for a new restaurant and coffee shop at the old law building at 6th and Main. And we had some conceptual designs for the 99-cent store to have some entertainment, some restaurant type food concepts. One of the renderings that we've seen already is included a roller rink. So I think I'm excited about that because that'll help with bringing people down to the downtown and giving our children especially something to do. All right, so here's our accelerated timeline. It's very ambitious. We don't really like saying that, this is going to be done on this date or this date, but we got to have our goals, and we have to hope that the stars align, that there isn't going to be a recession, that another pandemic's not going to come through, or that there's going to be any significant bumps along the way. But if none of that happens, we think this is doable, and our ears are pinned back, and that team right there is doing incredible work. So speaking of our team, that's our economic development team. They've been working their tails off. We have a fairly new economic development director in Joel Belding. Joel, raise your hand. So this team is something that we haven't seen in a long, long time. And I feel like I can finally look at all of you and say that our economic development team has arrived. So if you have any questions that are in the weeds, don't ask me, ask them, okay? And then we'll go just our last slide is the end. Yeah, there, Jesus, look at that. Thank God I'm done with this thing. Gee. All right, so Mr. Spiegel, that is all I have. I am willing to take questions if you have time. I was going to bring some videos of that RTIC and DFR stuff, but we didn't think we'd have time.
Let's give it up for Jim, our mayor. So I want to publicly apologize to you and the city council. We thought we had the time frame really figured out, but it is past 8:30. Would you be willing to stay afterwards for people to come up and ask you questions?
I will stay for a couple minutes, but I have to have my tortoise at the vet by 9 o'clock.
On behalf of the Corona Chamber of Commerce, let's give it up for the City of Corona, the Mayor of the Economic Development.